Hey, hi, hello there, amateurs, and welcome to another episode of Formula Amateur. Today we'll be discussing everything to do with team principals. What do they do? How did they get there? Why do they need them? Everything will be explained. Just tune in and let's go. Team principals, what do they do? Well, they are the boss, they are the face of a team other than their drivers. They are the sort of corporate side of things. They're the ones that keep everyone in check. They're the ones that give people jobs. They're the ones that talk to the FIA when there's a problem or they want to snitch on somebody to disadvantage them and advantage themselves. They're the ones that talk to the stewards when they want to complain about a penalty they've given. And they are there to keep everyone in check, keep everyone in position and be ready to go to get the team to their full potential. They are often asked after races or between free practices and qualies and through to the real race and afterwards about the progress of the team that weekend, how they're predicting things are going, what their hopes are and what they plan to do next, regardless of whether they did well or not, depending on the team's expectations. So each team principal has their own style of management. Some are more restrictive, or they are more hands-on with their team in terms of they want to put their rules in place. So for this, we are going to go in order of the championship leaderboard, just so we will cover everyone in that order as you would expect to see them when the races start. So we will start from the bottom to the top with Sauber. Sauber has 3 team principals who take on the role simultaneously. They share the role. This is headed by Alessandro Aloni Bravi, Zevi Poholar, and Beat Zender. They share the responsibilities as they have various different departments that they're working on, as they are also bringing in the Audi project, which will take over Sauber in 2026. This has been ever since Fred Vasseur left his role as team principal for the then Alfa Romeo team and has moved on to a role in a different team, which we will move on to soon. And Sauber has been on like this since 2023, and it seems to be working for them, although that can be debatable. And now Williams, James Vowles, has also been in the job since 2023. He was previously in the role of strategy director for Mercedes before taking over the role at Williams, as he wanted to take on the role of heading a team, and he knew it was not going to happen at Mercedes, as that spot has been taken for a while and is going to take yet more of a while for that spot to be free. So he has taken on the role of Williams principal. He has a background of various different teams, but most notably during his time at Mercedes, when he had issues with Valtteri Bottas, who was very competitive during his time at the team. And now his goal is to move Williams from the near the bottom to much higher, where, believe it or not, they were once champions. They were once constructors champions, but that hasn't been the case for a very long time now. James Vowles is unique in the sense that he is still an active racing driver, which none of the other team principals can account to. Some are previous drivers, but none are still driving competitively. And he also has a motorsporting degree, which would help him in building up his team, especially now that he has Carlos Sainz as one of his drivers. And now the next team is Racing Bulls. This is headed by Laurent Mekies, who was previously the FIA safety director, and then he was race director for the FIA as well. And after that, he was also the Ferrari sporting director up until he took on the role of team principal for the Racing Bulls in 2024 and has been in the role ever since, working with the Red Bull Junior team to get their drivers to the next step, which should ideally be the main Red Bull team. However, they have Yuki Tsunoda being in the team for 5 years. He has everything going for him, but Red Bull is a very difficult team to impress at this point. It seems like it's over between Red Bull and Yuki up until his contract runs out. Following on, we go to Haas. And this team is headed by Ayo Komatsu, who has been in the role since 2024. He has been with the team ever since they started. They are the newest team on the block, with them being on the grid since 2016. From 2016 until 2023, he was the chief race engineer for the team, and he took over the role of team principal from Gunther Steiner, who lost the position due to where Haas was in the standings for the 2023 season, as well as just issues within the team owner and just disagreements between the two. So now Komatsu is the team principal, and he is the first ever Japanese principal to run a team, and has seen a big improvement for the team when Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hülkenberg were there. We saw Hülkenberg be in the top 10 drivers overall, successful qualifyings, race pace maybe not there during races, but we saw a lot of potential from the team last year, and hopefully we'll see this with the new lineup of Ocon and Behrman. Then Alpine has shot up through the standings, with Oliver Oakes being team principal since 2024. He's only been in the job a few months after taking over from Bruno Famin, who went back to the base in France to deal with the team there. And now the Alpine landscape has been ever-changing. The drivers keep changing, the heads are changing, the CEOs are changing. For now, Oliver Oakes has seen a lot of success, especially in Brazil, when both drivers, which were at that time Pierre Gasly and Esteban Ocon, who is now going to Haas, had a lot of success in getting second and third. It was the first double Alpine podium, and nobody expected this to happen. Brazil was a crazy time for everyone. Max Verstappen shooting from P17 to P1, having so many fastest laps, and then Alpine out of nowhere being successful in a very rainy race, which seemed to go on forever. And now we go to Aston Martin, who is headed by Andy Cowell, who only in recent weeks has been announced as the new head for the team, replacing the previous principal, Mike Crack, who has stayed with the team but has been put to a different role. Previously to working for Aston Martin, Andy Cowell worked for Mercedes in the 2010s. Not a lot is known about him from the information I could gather, but he has been in motorsport for quite a while now. And now we go to Mercedes, who were in fourth position in the standings, which is unbelievable considering how many championships they won up until 2020. And this is headed by Toto Wolff, which I would say is probably the most sort of bureaucratic or corporate team principal, coming from a financial background. He was a venture capitalist. Now he's the owner. Oh, he owns a third of the team in terms of shares. He has dabbled in racing as well. And he is also the husband of the managing director of F1 Academy, Susie Wolff. So they are quite the motorsport family in that regard. Toto Wolff has been the team principal since 2013, when Mercedes came back into the sport, and has been the team principal ever since. In third position, shockingly, it was Red Bull Racing. So this is headed up by Christian Horner. He's been in the role for the longest time, since 2005. So this year is his 20th year. And he has been the principal since Red Bull joined Formula One after they took over from Jaguar. He had a brief career in single-seaters in the F3000, now known as Formula 2. And he has been instrumental in so many championships. He has been there for when Vettel won his 4 drivers' championships, and he was there for Max's 4 championships. And who knows how the team will now go on. It's yet to see, but that's all in time. In second position was Ferrari. So this is headed by Fred Vasseur, who previously was the head of Sauber and Alfa Romeo. He has been in the role since 2023, and he started as the team principal in junior formulas when he was himself also the founder of ART. And he is also notable for bringing Lewis Hamilton up in the junior formulas when he was the team principal during his time there. And now they are rejoined when Lewis Hamilton has joined Ferrari, and we are soon to see how this relationship progresses from there. He was also previously team principal for Renault, and then he moved to Alfa Romeo before starting at Ferrari. And finally, McLaren. Their team principal, Andrea Stella, has been in a role since 2023. He was promoted from executive director and has previously worked in Ferrari. He has also been credited for his contribution to the 2024 World Constructors' Championships, which I discussed in the last episode. This has been a major win for the team after 26 years of not getting the title, and has been a monumental achievement for the team, a big boost in morale, and we will see what Andrea Stella can conjure up for 2025. McLaren are favourites to win the next championship as well, but all is to see. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Formula Amateur. Please check out all of my fellow creators on the Be The Change network, and have a lovely weekend wherever you are, whatever the time is, and I'll see you next Saturday for yet another Formula Amateur episode. Bye.